Hi everyone, this is Gena Mayo from learn.musicinourhomeschool.com, and I am going to show you inside the online course site to see everything we have available for your teens. If you are a homeschooler looking for ways to easily and affordably include a quality music education in your homeschool, you've come to the right place. This is the Music in Our Homeschool podcast. I'm Gena Mayo, homeschooling mom of 8 and music teacher for over 30 years. So if you are at learn.musicinourhomeschool.com, click All Products, and it will take you to a page where you can see all of the courses. Now, up at the top here, you can see a category that you can click, and under this category, you can find high school, you can find middle school, you can find different types of courses like for singing or fine arts, Charlotte Mason, so different types like that. But let's click high school and see everything that I have available for high schoolers. And now you can see that we have a 20th century music appreciation course, music appreciation Middle Ages through classical era. There's great hymns of the faith. I have a Shakespeare course, 10 weeks of Shakespeare. This is the free sampler course that anyone can get access to. And music appreciation of the Romantic era, that is the 1800s. There are some mini courses like 100 delightful classical music pieces, some that are great for all kids in your family, like a year of Charlotte Mason music lessons. This is my membership right here, which is for all ages. There are some different printables that are available for all ages as well, like the music theory. This is a really fun course here. Charlotte Mason inspired high school fine arts. I have Singing Made Easy, which is for all levels. There is Morning Time Teens. This is a literature type of course. And then Guitar Time with Ben. So you can learn how to play the guitar. Now I'm going to scroll back up to the top and just show you inside of my 3 music appreciation courses, which are great for fine arts credit for your high schoolers. Let's look at the Middle Ages through classical era first. What's really fun to do with these courses is to do them alongside your history course. So this takes you from about the year 450 to 1800. And you're learning things with music like Gregorian chant, the beginnings of musical notation, and some of the famous composers such as Vivaldi, Bach, Handel, Haydn, Mozart, and even up to Beethoven. So let's click into a free preview lesson for Handel right here. And this is what it looks like if you use the online course site. So here's a lesson number 26 for Handel. You read about him, and then there are embedded YouTube videos of performances so you can hear some of the music right there. Handel wrote some opera. He wrote orchestral music. He wrote oratorios like Handel's Messiah. So that is almost like an opera, but not staged with costumes or sets. And then you scroll down some more. You're hearing some more music. Each of these lessons are meant to be done over a full week, so you can listen to the music multiple times. There's an online quiz at the bottom, so you can take that. If you look over here on the side, you see what all the lessons are. It goes up through 36 lessons. So one a week will take you through the entire school year. And if you only spend 2.5 hours on it per week, that's a half credit. If you want to spend 5 hours on it a week, then you can get a full credit for this course. There are some notebooking pages that you can print out to use alongside each lesson. You're writing your log of hours, so you can keep track of how many hours you're working on the course. And There's a composer sheet, so you can write about the composers that you're learning, some interesting facts and famous pieces. And then this is a really neat page where when you are listening to the pieces, you are analyzing it, the tempo and the mood, what instruments are playing, what is the genre, what is the rhythm like and the tonality. Would you want to listen to it? Would you want to learn how to play it? So some neat things to do while you are learning about these pieces. And then there's a couple of other pages down here that can be used for different assignments throughout the course. So this one is the Middle Ages through Classical Era for high school. Let me go back to the other one. So the Romantic Era, this one's the 1800s. And this course will take you, it's very similar in format. There are 36 lessons. So you're learning about each of these famous composers of the Western tradition who are mostly in Europe, but there's some in America and there's some in South America. So let's scroll down to the bottom here and you see all of these composers. Let me show you one lesson. Let's do Gilbert and Sullivan, who are from England. So these guys wrote some funny comic operas, operettas, sometimes they're called, like HMS Pinafore and The Pirates of Penzance. So you can watch certain scenes, you can watch the entire operetta. And then it tells you that they also wrote some other things like this hymn. And then again, the online quiz at the bottom. Then the final one I wanted to show you was the 20th Century Music Appreciation course. Here it is. And again, this one has 36 lessons. There are more composers from America because there were more composers from America during the 20th century. And then we also explore some other types of genres such as ragtime, blues and jazz, big band, musical theater. We've got rock and roll, some other types of jazz, folk music. And this is another great course that is awesome to do alongside a history course. So those are my 3 music history courses. I'm going to go back and show you the Charlotte Mason Fine Arts course. So this one's called Charlotte Mason Inspired High School Fine Arts. The Charlotte Mason Inspired High School Fine Arts has, again, some notebooking pages you can print out. And then it's divided by the eras, like the Renaissance, the Baroque era. And you've got 2 months for each of these later eras, the Classical era, the Romantic era, the Impressionism era, and then the Modern era. So how about we look at the Impressionism era so you can see what's in there. The first thing here has everything in one spot, but then you can go each week individually. So how about we just look at week 1 for Impressionism? And what you are getting with this course is music, art, and poetry. That's why it's called Fine Arts, because you're getting all 3 of those. So for Impressionism, I chose Debussy for music, Edgar Degas for the art, and Stéphane Mallarmé for the poetry. So you've got the biography, you've got music to listen to for the composer, and then you have, and that's all for Monday. For Tuesday, it says to read and study this art, and so you're learning about Edgar Degas, looking at some of his artwork, and filling out the art appreciation sheet that goes along with it. On Wednesday, you're listening to some more music of Debussy. And on Thursday, you're looking at another painting of Degas. And then on Friday, you're reading poetry. So here we have a couple of poems to read, and then you're writing about it on your poetry appreciation sheets. This is a fun course to do if you are a Charlotte Mason type of homeschooler and you want to really focus in on just studying one composer one artist and one poet at a time, like for an entire month. So I hope that answers some questions about the courses we have at learn.musicinnerhomeschool.com. I am happy to answer anything that you have. You can email me at Gena@musicinnerhomeschool.com, and that's Gena with an E. Thanks, and bye-bye.